Hello everyone, Mike here. Welcome to another Simphony Bootcamp video. In this section, we're going to talk about condiments. In Simphony, condiments are often instructions or modifiers. Words like extra, add, substitute, and no. Condiments typically provide detail to the cook preparing the menu item, such as well-done steak or salad with ranch dressing. Other examples of condiments include ketchup, salt, and chocolate sprinkles. Setting up condiments consists of completing multiple tasks such as creating condiment groups, creating menu item classes for the condiment groups, creating menu item masters for the condiments and assigning them to the condiment classes, and more. It is because of this complexity the condiments module has been universally disliked by managers and administrators alike. We will fix that today by understanding and programming our condiments properly. The condiments module is nested within the menu item classes. Let's open up menu item class number 2001. This is the food menu item class that requires a meat temperature. We use this menu item class for our steaks and burgers. Under the condiment group section, we see three columns: require condiment groups, allowed condiment groups, and member condiment groups. We also have a forced condiment tab where we can add a minimum and a maximum. We can further break down the condiments into two categories: general condiments and require condiments. General condiments will be allowed for the menu items, and this can be achieved quite easily. We can choose to allow each condiment group for each menu item class by clicking all of the boxes here. What we did is we created one condiment group all the way at the bottom named All Mods, and we made all of the condiments members of this condiment group. That way we can just check the one box and all modifiers will be allowed to every menu item. Next, let's take a look at require condiments, historically the more complicated ones. In order to connect menu items to the modifiers themselves, we need to create two menu item classes: a class for the menu items and a class for the modifiers. The menu items will require a particular condiment group, and the modifiers will be members of that condiment group. The way we link them together is through the group number. Imagine group number 1 called meat temp. Imagine a bridge between the two columns require condiments and condiment membership. When a menu item that requires a meat temperature, such as a steak, is ordered, all of the members of condiment group number 1 will populate the screen. Let's take a look at the menu items and see how they are programmed. I chose to filter only one menu item, the grilled filet, and all the modifiers that belong to the meat temp class. Let's take a look at the definition. As we can see, the grilled filet has a menu item class of 2001. To see the menu item class better, I'm going to open them in a parallel view. To do this, you can right-click on the header and choose New Vertical Tab Group. Here we have our menu item, the grilled filet. Its menu item class is number 2001, require meat temperature. If we take a look at the menu item class, it has a checkbox on require condiment group number 1. When this menu item is ordered, all of the members of condiment group number 1 will populate the screen. Looking back at the menu items, we can see the group itself. The items rare, medium well done, all of them have a menu item class of 5001. If we take a look at the menu item class, number 5001 has a checkbox on membership for the condiment group number 1. So every time we ring up our grilled filet, all of these options will populate the screen. And this is how we link the menu item that requires condiment groups to the condiments themselves that are members of this condiment group. Now let's take a look at an item that has multiple prompts. Our steak and egg requires a meat temperature for the steak and also an egg prep style for the eggs. On the bottom portion, the modifiers themselves are programmed the same. We have the same meat temp we had from the steak, and now we have this new condiment group for the egg style. The same menu item class number 5001 as we used before is a member of group 1, and menu item class number 5006 is a member of group 6. So our menu item here, steak and eggs, has a menu item class of 2500, which require temperature and egg prep. If we take a look at menu item class number 2500, we can see it has a checkbox both on requires condiment group 1 and also require condiment group 6. This way, the first prompt will be for the meat temperature and the second prompt would be for the egg cooking style. Now let's take a look at the forced condiments section. We'll start with menu item class number 2001, require meat temp. This is used for items that require only one choice. So looking at the forced condiments, we see a minimum and a maximum. For now, they are set at 1 and 1. So that means the servers will be forced to make a choice, minimum 1, and they can only make one choice, maximum 1. Let's take a look at another menu item class, such as the omelet toppings. When the customers order omelets, they can choose any number between 1 and 9. So they need to choose at least one topic up to a maximum of 9. Next, let's take a look at adding a new menu item with modifiers. We're going to add a new filet and eggs for breakfast. We're going to find our breakfast entree section, which is here, and add our new item. To do this, I'm going to click the insert key and enter its name. This entree will cost $15. The record number is going to be 1018, which is going to be at the bottom of my breakfast entree section, which is perfect. Our record has been added successfully, and I do not want to add another one. Now that we have our menu item, let's make it require temperature first and then the egg prep. I will open the menu item in form view to view more detail. Under the General tab, we need to look for the menu item class. Right now, the menu item class is just food, so it means it will not require anything. Let's take a look at our client and see how that looks. I'm gonna click a quick update, sign in, begin a table, and here are our breakfast entrees. Here is our filet and egg menu item that we just added. If I click on it and enter the seat number, the menu item appears on the screen, but there are no prompts. So let's fix that. In the menu item class section, we need to select the menu item class that will first prompt for a temperature and then for the egg style. We have menu item class 2500, which will do just that. I'm going to click save. Let's jump back to our client. Click a quick update. Now let's take a look at our filet and eggs. After I enter the seat position, we see we have this new prompt come up. It's asking us for the meat temperature. I'm going to select medium. And now it's asking me for the egg cook style. I'm going to select over easy. Next, we'll take a look at adding a new modifier to a modifier group. We want to add an extra well modifier to our meat temperature group. For this, I'm going to find that section by using the find key and look for well. I found medium well. If I look at this group, this is my required temperature group and these are all its members. To add another one, we just simply have to select one of them as a template, click insert, and enter its name. I'm going to click OK to confirm. Our menu item has been added successfully. And here we see our extra well menu item here. Checking its definition, we can see that it's also a member of group 5001. That should make it appear with the rest of the meat temperature modifiers on our client. So let's take a look. Gonna click a quick update, sign in, pick up my check, and order a new filet and eggs. Seat position 2. Now we have extra well and all the other required modifiers here. Although they are all present, they are not in the correct order. They are indeed alphabetized. So we can fix that using SLU priorities. Let's jump back into the programming. Here we have the entire group. In the definition record section, if we scroll a little bit to the right, we will find the SLU priority field. We will choose to organize them in the order that we want. So we will assign SLU priority 1 to rare, SLU priority 2 to medium rare, medium, and so on. This will tell the system to organize them in the order that we are requesting and not alphabetically. Let's click Save and Test. Click a quick update, sign in, pick up our check, order another filet and eggs for position 3. Now we can see our meat temperature are in the correct order on the screen. You can use SLU priority to arrange your menu items and your modifiers. Next, let's take a look at creating a brand new condiment group. Here we have our smoked salmon. We would want to create a prompt for it that's going to ask us the type of bread that the customer would like. Our choices will be bagel and English muffin. If we take a look at the menu item classes, we do not have a menu item class that requires our bread choice, so we'll create one. The first thing we'll do is look at the condiment group section and find an empty spot. We can locate an empty spot, we'll take 7 for example, and we will claim that by giving it a name. To give it a name, we can quickly access it by using the drill down functionality, clicking on this arrow. Locate position 7, and we'll call it bread choice. And save. Going back to our menu item classes, we see the name is not currently here. This happened because the module was open when we created that name, so all we have to do is click a quick refresh. Now we have claimed position number 7 for our bread choice. So we need to create a menu item class for the item first. We will choose to use a template. Using a template is the quickest and fastest way to do this by selecting an item that works very similarly. We can use our meat temp as an example since we know that it requires only one condiment, and adjust it later. For this, we'll click Insert. Next, we'll choose the position where this item will be. If we want to keep it consistent in the database, since we're going to be using group number 7, we would like it to go to position 2007. Check the box to use a template and give it a name. I use R for required, then a dash, then keep it as descriptive as possible. So my new menu item class will require a bread choice. I'll click OK to confirm. Now, since I use a template, my new menu item class still requires the meat temperature, so I'll have to uncheck that and check number 7. Now my new menu item class will request all the condiments in group 7. We can check the forced condiments really quick. And we have a minimum and a maximum of 1. So we're going to enforce a choice and they will only get one choice. That's perfect. I'll click Save. Next, we have to create a menu item class for the modifiers themselves. We're going to go to the modifier membership section, select the membership for meat temp as a template, add a new menu item class, keep it consistent, and we'll send it to position 5007, choose to use a template, and this will be the membership for bread choice. Click OK to confirm. Just like we did with the required section, we're going to uncheck membership 1 and check membership 7 and save. Now for our menu items. First, we're going to click refresh so we can see the new menu item classes. Now, let's find a spot to add all of our condiments. Here in the condiments section, I can see group number 5 for omelet toppings, group number 6 for egg cooking style. So I'm going to choose to go right underneath group number 6 with my group number 7 bread choice. So first, let's create the header. Go to the master record, use the previous header as a template, click Insert. First, let's choose the position where this will go. As I don't want group number 7 to mix with group number 6, I'm going to go to 100,007. Position number 7. Bread choice. This will create a header for me at number 100,007 and confirm. Now that we have our header, let's add the menu items. We'll use one of the menu items in group 6 as a template. Click Add. Again, we want to send it to number 100,007 and give it a name. This will be our bagel and confirm. Now we have our bagel here, but it doesn't have all the proper configuration. If we take a look at the definition record, it is still part of group 6, so we'll have to change that. Clicking on the ellipsis here will bring down all of the menu item classes available to us. So now we will make it a member of group 7, bread choice, and confirm. Now we can save this information. Now that we have our first condiment, let's add the next one. Go back to the master record, select it as a new template, Click Insert and enter our new item, which will be English muffin. And confirm. Now we have our two members for Group 7, bread choice. The last thing we need to do is have our menu item require all of the members in position 7. So let's find our salmon. Here we have our breakfast smoked salmon. We'll go to the definition section and change the menu item class from just food to require our bread choice. Next, let's save and check our changes. Jump back in our client, update, sign in, pick up our check, find our smoked salmon, position 4, and now we get our two choices, bagel and English muffin. That's it for the condiments. I'll see you in the next one.